We're here in Vancouver at the Extraordinary Futures Conference. I'm sitting down with Jesse McConnell. Jesse is the CEO of Rubicon Organics. Why don't we start off by you giving our audience a little bit of an update or a breakdown on Rubicon Organics, what you guys do as a company.
Yeah, well, we're a Canadian licensed producer, and what makes us different is we are focused on the super premium certified organic sector, and there's less than 4 companies in Canada who are focused on that right now.
Certified organic, can you elaborate on that? Or is there such a thing as certified organic for people that might not know? And what's the difference between certified organic or just companies that say organic?
Well, the word itself is controlled, so you're allowed to say or not say that based on a certain law. But I think the real point here is we grow all in soil with no pesticides, and the result is a product that is higher quality. It's rich in terpenes, rich in flavors and aromas. One of the examples we like to use is strawberry jam. You can buy strawberry jam that is grown hydroponically, and that's lots of sugar, it's not very flavorful, or your grandma's strawberry jam that's delicious, that you get at the end of the summer. That's the kind of product we're growing, but we're doing that on scale, and that's really what makes us different.
Taking a look at some of your details, I know you guys have a big focus. British Columbia, obviously, there's a facility that you guys have in Washington, as well as some stuff in California. Maybe talk a little bit about that to our audience.
Well, our 2 major assets, one is in Washington and one in Delta, British Columbia. In Washington, we have a 40,000 square foot high-tech greenhouse designed by Thomas Larson that we've been building for the last few years, and it's been in production since January. We've had nearly a dozen harvests there. And we've really used that facility to prove out our investment thesis here, which is you can grow a super premium product, but you can do it in a hybridized greenhouse facility for a much lower cost base. So we're tracking for production costs there to be under 80 cents a gram. And relative to what the consumer is willing to pay for that, which is upwards of $22, if you look at Whistler as a comparison, you can see there's some pretty healthy margins in there. In Canada, we've got a 125,000 square foot facility producing 11,000 kilos of super premium certified organic production, and we'll be at that run rate by the end of November.
Got it. I know you guys have a very strong team. Can we talk a little bit about the team members who you guys have brought on board to help move the company forward?
Well, I think at Rubicon, we've a real unique combination of cannabis legacy experience. That'd be me. I was the founder of Whistler Medical, which was the first certified organic facility in the world, which we sold to Aurora for $175 million this spring. We've got strong corporate governance. The chairman of our board is an ex-chairman of PricewaterhouseCoopers. And then we brought in high-tech agriculture. My co-founder wrote the Certified Organic Standard for Cannabis and ran one of the largest organic tomato facilities in North America. And then we bring all that together, and we brought in an amazing consumer packaged goods team. So our president was President Red Bull Latin America and New Zealand, truly understands how to build super premium products with large P&Ls. And then we've pulled talent from places like Diageo. So when you bring all that together, you have an amazing supply base. We can grow for very, very low cost, but ultra high quality. And then we can bring all that and deliver it against a consumer insight, and that's the consumer packaged goods side of our company.
Let's talk a little bit about some of your recent milestones. I know there's been a lot of recent news that you guys have had. Maybe tell our audience about that as well.
Well, really, a lot of that's coming up for us. So today, we're beginning our first commercial scale harvest. We had done some R&D harvests over the last little while and received our cultivation license. So our expectation is in October, November, that we'll have our first real full-scale commercial harvest, and our product will actually be available for sale for the consumer. We'll be in the process of signing the supply agreements with a variety of provinces over the next few months, getting to market, and then expect to see in the Q1 of next year us delivering against our extraction strategy and our innovation pipeline.
Got it. I know you mentioned about the extensive background of the team. I know I read that you yourself have over 2 decades of experience in the cannabis space. What gave you that passion to be one of the first people to get into this space, be so interested in it, and help move it forward?
Well, it was actually kind of a cheesy story, but a family experience. My family member had a neurological disease, which was contracted in 2000. And then at that time, I was doing my graduate work in philosophy. I have a background in economics and philosophy, and I began growing medical marijuana for him under the ACMPR, which was known as the MAR program at the time, and delivering against that, and I really saw these amazing benefits for it, and quite frankly, I enjoy the product as well. I think it's fantastic. It's a great substitute for so many things, and we're learning about the wellness categories that it's able to participate in. And that really drove that passion for it, and when we saw the opportunity to enter the industry early, and when its commercialization happened in 2013, we were right there and ready. Developed the Whistler brand, and then learned how to scale that quality into larger greenhouses.
Now, speaking of brands, are you just focused on developing your own brands, or are you guys also partnering with brands?
Well, we've got both. We'll be launching our own super premium brand in the next 6 weeks. It's currently stealth mode, of course. And we're taking a classic CPG strategy to maximize gross margin across various platforms. We have a good, better, best strategy. And then we have a medical channel strategy and a wholesale strategy. Each one is volume weighted for maximum gross margin. And then in the US, we've partnered with some brands. The only one that is currently public is Cookies, which is a flower brand out of California. Those guys do an amazing job. Truly incredible genetics, incredible brands. They're really authentic. We love, delivering to the consumer that authentic experience. And then you'll see some additional partnerships being announced in the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Nice. Well, I look forward to keeping up with what you guys are doing. Obviously, the news that you just mentioned. I'm going to ask you a question on a company that's listed on the CSE. How did you find that listing process or the experience?
Well, we did a direct listing in October 2017, and it was, I would say, fairly painless relative to the amount of companies that were looking to list at the time. So there was a lot of back and forth, the Securities Exchange, but the CSE was great to work with. We've enjoyed being on there, and it's the fact that we've got a U.S. asset that gives us some greater flexibility as compared to some of the other exchanges.
Perfect. Jesse, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much.